morning, welcome back to Rybrook TV and welcome to Caffeine and Machine. I've wanted to come here for so long, and now the reason I'm here today is because of these cars here. This is the whole BMW M2 family. It first came out in 2016 with the original M2. This quickly became one of the most coveted cars in the world. It was loved by journalists worldwide. Then in 2018, it had the engine from the M4 slotted in, and we got the M2 Competition, which had more power, slightly different tweaks. And then finally, now in 2020, we have the M2 CS, the ultimate, the last hurrah for this generation of M2. Now, let's have a look around some of the differences between the Competition mainly and the CS. We'll start down the front end. I mean, it's so good to have these two cars here next to each other. It's just incredible. Now, big differences. We've got the bonnet, which is carbon fibre, and actually from the GT4 racing car. We've got the carbon fibre splitter down the front. There's just so much carbon fibre on it. It looks exceptional, and this colour is Mazzano blue. It's only available on the CS. And well, I think it stands out beautifully. I mean, we've got the Long Beach blue here, which still looks incredible, and then you've got the Mazzano blue. Amazing. Now, if you'd follow me around the side, come with me. Side profile, very much the same as the M2 Competition. However, we've got the different alloys. Now, these over the years have actually become known as the CS alloys. They were first seen, I think it was, on the M4 CS, and then they've been loved since. We've got carbon fibre wing mirrors, and you'll notice the gold calipers down here. Now, they're gold because they're carbon ceramic. They are an upgrade on this car, but they are mighty, which we'll get onto when we take this for a spin. If we follow around the side, it's that just, we know this shape, don't we? It's M2 all over. Although this has the carbon fibre roof, which again is from the GT4 racing car. Fabulous. Round the rear, we've got a few subtle changes. We've got the carbon fibre ducktail spoiler, carbon fibre diffuser around the back, and then the exhaust tips are just awesome. They're different than they are on the Comp. They've got the little M inscription on the top there as well, and it's mega. You've got the M2 CS designation here as well. I just love it. Absolutely love the car. Now, I think, I'm gonna put it out there, I think this is possibly the best looking BMW they've ever made. My opinion. Let us know in the comments which of these three cars actually you prefer. Now, before we go and take a look at the interior, I just want to say thank you to the guys that have brought these cars over. So we've got the M2 here. This belongs to Whiskeytwentyone. Takes some absolutely fabulous pictures on Instagram. I'll pop his details in the link below. And then this car belongs to CARMADDAD. Now, I've filmed with him before, and well, he's sat over there somewhere. I'm sure we'll get him involved in a minute, but I'll put his link in the description as well. Now, let's go and jump inside and let's have a look at some of the interior differences of the CS. So the interior of the CS is, I would say, about 90% the same as the M2 Competition, but it's that 10% that really makes the difference. So we've got this gorgeous Alcantara steering wheel, which I know a lot of journalists have actually said that it's a bit too thick, but I don't think it is. I think it's awesome. And then we've got more Alcantara here with the CS embroidered into it. It's a thing of beauty. It's a work of art, how they've managed to do that. The central tunnel here as well is carbon fibre. Take a look at that. How incredible is that? The seats are the M seats, and you know, I don't know whether it's just me or not, but I think they feel a little bit more snug than those in the M2 Competition. Now, this being a CS, you get an awful lot of kit as standard. So we've got the Harman Kardon sound system, we've got the large infotainment system, we've got a digital dash, which is still has an essence of the analog, which I love. Yeah, it's just a real driver-focused interior, this. It's not too cluttered, it's not too buttony, it's awesome. And well, we'll get onto that bit in a bit. There's no armrest, which, you know, but it's been replaced by this lovely Alcantara. But yeah, I adore the inside of this car, and well, I think we should probably go and see how the CS drives, because let's be honest, that's what we all want to know. So, before we do go for a drive, I almost forgot to tell you what lies underneath. So we have more or less the same 3-litre 6-cylinder twin turbocharged petrol engine as in the M2 Competition. But now it's up to 450 brake horsepower, but we still have the same 405 foot-pounds of torque. 0 to 62 miles an hour is now down to 4 seconds flat with the DCT, which this one is. And well, now it's definitely time to shut this incredibly light carbon fibre bonnet, again off the GT4 race car, and go for a spin. So then the M2 CS, how does it drive? That is a question. Well, I'm going to start by answering the question that I think most of you will want to know. And that's, how does the CS compare to the M2 Competition? Well, if I'm completely honest, 90% of the time, it feels the same. Yeah, it feels exactly the same. It gives you the same sort of feedback through the steering wheel, and when you're in comfort, it feels like it just feels like a competition. Other than the big difference is those adaptive dampers. Now, this being the first M2 to come out of the factory with adaptive dampers is a big deal, and I can tell you right now that those dampers make such a difference to the way this car rides. When the car's in comfort, it genuinely is now comfortable. And it's mad to say that the biggest difference between the CS and the Competition is that the CS is more comfortable. I went into this review thinking that it can't be. I deliberately didn't watch any other reviews on the car. I wanted to come in with a completely fresh mind. And it's unbelievable that this is so comfortable. I mean, it's a CS. The adaptive dampers are just simply sublime. Even when you find some of the really rough, horrible roads that we have here in the UK, and there are many, it's just so forgiving. The damp rate is just fabulous. Obviously the springs don't change when you change through the modes, but the damping rate is just wonderful. In comfort, as I've said, it is genuinely comfortable. But what about the rest of the car? Well, we've already touched on the interior. It's pretty damn cool, although I wish it had an armrest. But when we bang the gearbox across, put it into Sport Plus, how does it feel then? Well, is it any quicker? I would say it feels maybe 5–10% quicker than a Competition, which is a very fast car. The gearbox, same 7-speed DCT as before, and it's just fabulous. You can have the CS with the DCT or the 6-speed manual. If I'm honest, my personal preference, I know I'm going to get some hate for this, but I think I'd have the DCT because I would want to drive this car every single day. The manual would be amazing for just a weekend blast, but I think this car is so capable as an everyday car, it would be a shame not to use it. Let's drop it down, listen. About the noise, well, it's got the same OPF filter as the Competition, so it sounds good, but I just feel that it could sound better, and luckily there are some aftermarket options for that. As you would have seen, well, the M2 Competition that I'm with today from CARMADDAD, he's got those modifications. So if you want to find out anything more about them, head over to his channel. I'll put the link in the description of this video. But it still got the same character as the Competition, which is a great thing because I adore the character of the Comp. It's boisterous, it's bullish, it's raw, it feels like it just wants you to go. It feels like it's egging you on. As soon as you put this car into Sport Plus, it's almost, it's on its toes. It's like, come on then. It's punching you in the arm saying, come on, let's go. And it goes. Now, the other thing I have noticed after driving this car for a few days and a fair few miles is the tyres. We have the super sticky Michelins on this. And when they're cold, yeah, they are cold. And they're off. These tyres need to be warm. They need to be warm, but I mean, I suppose you get a lot more fun when they're cold. But when they are warm, the traction that they offer is simply phenomenal. It holds onto corners like a scared child holds onto its mom's arm. It's amazing. Oh, okay, the way I would describe this car, it's a bulldog. It's a bulldog with a soft side. 1 second, it's pliant, it's lovely, it's It's your best friend. It's a really nice companion when you're in comfort. Everything is really comfortable. But when you provoke it, yeah, it can be a savage attack dog. Now, I also need to touch on the brakes. So, as I've already shown you on the walk around, this car has got the optional carbon ceramics, which, if you've got the gold wheels, the gold calipers, don't look the best. However, in this car with the black wheels, spot on. And what about the braking performance? Well, I think you would stop quicker if you hit a tree. They are incredibly powerful on the road. And when I say powerful, I mean one of the best brakes I've ever driven. They are just savage. They bring the car to a halt in absolutely no time. Now, I will say that yesterday, before filming this video, we were supposed to take this car to an airfield. However, one of the guys that sorts it out got COVID, and subsequently we lost that opportunity, which is really devastating, but it is what it is. We carry on. And we could have really tested this car out and tested the brakes and the acceleration and so on. But it is what it is. You know what? I've said it time and time again. The M2 is my favourite car that BMW makes, and the CS just takes that mantle and runs with it. I adore it. I really do adore it. And if you can get hold of one of these, please go for it, because you need to, because it's just stunning. There's something about the way it makes you feel, okay? The mix between the exterior design, which I think is sublime. I mean, I'm going to say it. I've said it before. It's probably the best looking BMW that they've made, in my opinion. Just the stance, the way that it sits on the road, the carbon, the bonnet, everything's wonderful. However, if you can't get hold of one of these, I will say that the M2 Competition is 95% the car, 100%, for around £25,000 less. So, finally, in conclusion, things I don't like about the M2 CS. There's not many. Doesn't have an armrest, and I know that's part of the point, but it doesn't have an armrest. You find yourself, especially when you're used to an armrest, especially I imagine with a manual as well, it'd be even worse because you've constantly got your arm there. The Alcantara might go grubby over a period of time. Things I like then. Just about every single thing about this car, I'm completely and utterly in love with it. Absolutely. And would I have one? Oh, in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat. It's fabulous. It's completely won me over, and over these couple of days I've really formed a bond with it, and I adore it. Absolutely adore it. And I just have to say a massive thank you to BMW UK for lending me this car for a couple of days. Still in awe at the fact that I've got this. I mean, it's fabulous. Thank you guys ever so much for watching this video. Do please hit the like button and subscribe to Rybrook TV for plenty more content to come. And I'll catch you next time.